Have you ever wondered what would happen if you started to take your art more seriously? I have. And by seriously, I don't mean to make it into a career necessarily, but to actually practice and try to get better at it. I started to do that about 4 months ago, and this is what happened. Good morning and welcome, fellow YouTube travelers. I'm Baronen and I'm on a mission to learn art. As I said, 4 months ago I picked up art again with a goal to get better. In this video I want to show you what kind of progress I made so that you can see what you might expect if you would like to do the same. To do this I have to give you some backstory so that you understand where I come from when it comes to art. Ever since I was a kid I've been drawn to art, mainly drawing and painting, and I've always wanted to be good at it. Therefore, I watch endless amounts of tutorials here on YouTube, which I think a lot of you might be able to relate to. But I've been discouraged by the fact that the things I draw never come out as I see them in my head. And I've never taken the time to actually practice and learn the fundamentals. In the past, I've gotten inspired and started drawing for a few weeks on things that I think are fun. But as soon as that initial inspiration falls off, the will to keep drawing goes away. Until now, because 4 months ago I started this YouTube channel, and it has worked wonders for my consistency of drawing. Since I started, I've done one bigger project every week, only missing the week between Christmas and New Year's. During this time, I've also been drawing something small almost every day. Anyway, now I want to go over all the finished illustrations I've done for this channel since the beginning, to see what sort of progress was made. Let's get into it. The first thing I drew was this schematic of a bone and a thoracic vertebrae, which, as you can see, looks pretty ugly. For the same video I also drew this, a front and back of a scapula, and already I think there is a pretty considerable amount of improvement. Mainly because I got more comfortable with the tools. The week after that, I drew the front and back of the humerus, where I tried a little bit of a different style. The week after that, I started to try my hand at some shading, and I really think it was a good exercise that I learned a lot from. In the next one, I feel like there really was some improvement. I think the contrast between soft and hard edges, and the choice of value makes this illustration look pretty good and somewhat realistic. Up to this point I drew everything on my iPad in Procreate, but for the next project I tried to draw on paper, for the first time in a long while. And this is how it turned out. I was really pleased with how it looked, and if we compare it to the one I drew in my first video, there are definitely things that I've done better in this one. After trying paper, I once more wanted to retry something I hadn't done in a long time, drawing with a tablet on a computer. So I drew this Halloween pumpkin skull, and it was a lot of fun. It was the most complicated drawing I had done so far, but I'm really happy with the result. Continuing on the computer, I started to do art studies on the different parts of the body. And here is the first one I did, on the arms. The lines lack a bit of confidence, but I think the shading is okay. I wanted to try my hand at some digital painting and also do some more skulls. And this is what came out of it. My attempt at an orc skull, which I think came out really well. And I think there is a good amount of improvement from the last skull. Then another art study, and this time it was legs. Now the lines are starting to get more confident and I started to study the color. Now to one of the funniest projects I've done for this channel, the league items. This was a sort of art study where I tried to recreate the style of league items and paint my own. I think they came out really good, especially the third one. It's one of my favorite illustrations of the year. Then again an art study, this time on feet. And again the line work is more confident and I keep working on the colors, getting a little bit better each time. Next up was a fun project where I painted a retro poster for a game that I never finished. This was the first time I did a complete image, and I think it shows a bit. Some of the things I think look good, like the sword for example, I am really happy with. and overall I'm really happy with the style. After that, some more league items, and I think I improved in some aspects, like the value contrast between the item and the background. So all in all, small improvements over the last ones. Last but not least, I painted this Poro by the fire. I'm really happy with how the Poro itself came out. I think it really feels like it's laying by a fire. Although the trees and fire are things that I did for the first time, and I think it really shows. And there you have it! All of the things I drew and painted for this channel in 2024. Here are some of my best and some of my worst, to show you the difference. I'm really glad I started this project, and I think it is so much fun to create these videos and illustrations. And I thank you all so much for supporting me by liking and subscribing to my videos. It is so much fun to see that at least some people enjoy them. I'm so happy with the improvements I've made so far. They aren't massive, but I don't think that is to be expected for this amount of time, and especially when I've done a lot of different things. Maybe if I had kept to one thing, I would have made greater improvements, but I think it is more important to have fun along the way, so I try to do things that interest me instead of the thing that will make me the best artist the quickest. Now I look forward to this year and the illustrations I will create. Right now I've started working on a long-term project that I think I will show you in the next video. So if you don't want to miss that, I encourage you to subscribe. Anyway, I think that's all I have to say for this one. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, consider liking and subscribing. It helps out a lot. See you in the next one. Okay.